Hey Shelby Bells, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. In today's video, you guys, we have to talk about Blaire White and Ethan Klein because for some reason, Blaire White has quite randomly, if you want my personal opinion on it, come for Ethan Klein regarding the removal of a couple episodes on the H3 channel that were interviews with a man named Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, if you are not caught up on this drama, is a YouTube personality, public figure, political activist person who swings very much on the right-wing side of things, has been accused of having kind of like an alt-right perspective on certain things, which this video is not going to be about at all. We will not be getting political on my channel. But quite literally, when you look up Jordan Peterson on Google, when you search his name, this is what pops up under Wikipedia. Jordan Burnt Peterson is a Canadian clinical psychologist, YouTube personality, author, and professor emeritus of psychology. He began to receive widespread attention in the late 2010s for his views on cultural and political issues, often described as conservative. Anyway, it seems like Blaire White has kind of crawled out of the woodwork a little bit to talk about this situation. We haven't heard much from Blaire White since the Jeffree Star situation last year, and I have a lot of thoughts on why she chose to address this specific issue. So if you want to know more about that drama, then make sure that you keep on watching. So let's start at the beginning of this drama, you guys. On January 14th, 2022, Ethan tweeted this. Years ago, I interviewed Jordan Peterson before I was very familiar with his politics. He was an interesting guest who I enjoyed sitting with, but especially now, I can see he's a dangerous gateway to alt-right, transphobia, and COVID misinfo. I removed both interviews today. Now, this does kind of seem like a random tweet to do and kind of a random action to take against somebody you had in your podcast such a long time ago. I don't know if Ethan Klein had just recently discovered some things about Jordan Peterson he didn't know, or if Jordan Peterson was in the light, in the media light for some reason recently. I'm not really quite sure on that, but it did provoke a response from Jordan Peterson, and he had this to say. What are you up to, Ethan? We had a good conversation. I enjoyed meeting you and talking with you. What have I said precisely that motivated your actions and your accusations? Deleting our discussion. An honest question, at H3H3 Productions. Finally, at H3H3 Productions, you might seriously consider providing me with the footage so I can post it, given that I agreed to appear on your show based on the agreement that there would be, in fact, a show. Smiley face. Also, I should warn you that those who engage in cancel culture generally live to regret it. I'm not going to come after you except politely in this Twitter stream, but the chickens definitely will come home to roost. You will be held to higher and soon impossible to maintain ethical standards by the very mob you currently wish to please. Then you will make a mistake and they will devour you. With glee. Please take this warning seriously. I liked you. He does make a very interesting point about cancel culture. I am not a fan of cancel culture. I know a lot of people believe that drama channels really fuel cancel culture. I try not to be that on my channel. I don't believe in cancel culture. Ethan Klein is on an extreme high right now. Ethan Klein is can be seen as doing no wrong in a lot of people's eyes right now, and we've seen numerous influencers and celebrities be at that point, and the tides do always turn. So I thought that was a very interesting point that Jordan made, but I don't think that Ethan is unfamiliar with the fact that this exists and that this could potentially happen to him one day. So Ethan proceeds to respond to Jordan Peterson with all of the various reasons why he does not support him anymore and all of that. I'm not going to read these tweets on my channel. This is not a channel where we're going to be getting political about things. I have my beliefs and so do you, and that's totally fine. I don't think that this platform is the place where I feel like I want to share those beliefs. And quite frankly, I really don't enjoy talking about political topics. So we're going to breeze over exactly what he said. But the last thing he said was, as a person, I found you amicable and our conversations very interesting and insightful, but I am just not comfortable being a part of a pipeline leading to takes like this. Now, I'm not sure what kind of contracts or agreements Ethan had with Jordan Peterson about this whole situation. In my personal opinion, Ethan does struggle with contractual agreements with the people he has on his show. We saw it with Trisha on Frenemies, the storming off and the failure to fulfill that commitment. We just saw it with Nikocado Avocado and that whole situation. It is my personal belief that Ethan Klein does struggle struggle with getting a contractual agreement with guests on his show, and that has bitten him in the butt numerous times. And this seems like a situation where possibly Jordan Peterson is trying to say, hey, we had an agreement that this was going to stay up, and now Ethan Klein, finding out more information about Jordan that he did not know in the past, has decided to remove the podcast. Now Jordan is saying that, hey, you need to keep that up. Again, the overlying theme with that whole issue is, Ethan, you need a contract. So again, even as I am filming this video, I am sitting here like, well, where in the heck does Blaire White even fall into this? Well, she falls into this because she made a video talking about the situation. Now, this isn't a random style of video for Blaire White. Blaire White does make a lot of, commentary style videos with topics like this. And Blaire White has been known to have very questionable beliefs about certain political issues in regards to the trans community. And she has been known to be very right-wing herself for a trans woman. That's very unusual. So while I can't say that I'm surprised Blaire White made a video, I do very much think that Blaire White knew what she was doing, knows what a huge household name in the YouTube community Ethan Klein has become, and decided to 100% monetize this situation in her favor. Blaire White has 954,000 subscribers on YouTube. I do not doubt for a second that she knew that this video would get back to Ethan Klein and that he would react to it, therefore pushing the video more for her and allowing her to make more money. I'm going to roll a couple of the clips from Blaire White's videos so you can kind of see what she had to say about this whole situation.
Not only does this condemnation of Jordan Peterson that no one asked for, by the way, like no one was trying to cancel him for it, not only does it make Ethan look about as spineless as a jellyfish, his attacks on Peterson are also just not valid. First of all, if Jordan Peterson is the greatest sin, if Jordan Peterson is the gateway to being alt-right or being hateful, which by the way, I didn't know it was 2016, we were still using terms like alt-right, but okay. If someone as frankly apolitical as Jordan Peterson, because if you watch his content, he is almost always apolitical. He speaks to people on the right wing. I know that's such a scary thing. He definitely engages with them, but his actual content in his lectures are almost always, with some exceptions, apolitical. The majority of what Peterson talks about is self-help, self-improvement, getting your life together, philosophy, psychology, and he dips into politics sometimes, but to act as if that's the whole sum of who and what he does, and then to say that not only that it's radicalizing people or some sort of gateway, we can just as easily say, Ethan, that you're a gateway towards what? Far leftism, communism, radicalism on the other side. Why is it only true ever of people right of center that they're too radical? And if Jordan Peterson is a gateway towards hate, what the fuck is this?
I love saying fact.
And I want to be very clear that this was obviously done in a comedic context. I'm not one of those people that thinks that context does not matter when it comes to slurs or curse words or whatever. Obviously, he's not calling someone that. It's done in a comedic context. I'm not personally mad. But going by your own standards here, if the benign, apolitical, self-help stuff Jordan Peterson does is a gateway to hate, then again, how can you claim that isn't? And perhaps Ethan's apologized for this, and if so, he definitely deserves to be forgiven. However, you just can't throw stones in a glass house. Jordan Peterson's politics, he just wanted the massive amount of views that this interview was going to bring him, and it did. And to this day, any interview Jordan Peterson does is going to get a massive amount of views. He is a very popular man. So you wanted the views, you wanted the money, but of course you don't have the integrity to say that. You're gonna lie and say, well, I didn't know much about him. Girl, bye. He goes on to say, but especially now, I can see he's a dangerous gateway to alt-right, transphobia, and COVID misinfo. I removed both interviews today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the man who ran a podcast with Trisha Paytas is clutching his pearls over harmful speech.
Hitler can't be all bad if he had this big following.
Found out about the Holocaust?
I had no idea.
I really love movies and books about the Holocaust.
What's the stereotype about Jews? Like, my cheap Jew boyfriend with a big nose. I don't say that.
Jewish people are cheap.
But again, he didn't care because Trisha was making him a lot of money because at the time she was in the public's favor.
Clever, 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 Blaire White, mentioning Trisha Paytas, including Trisha Paytas clips in your video. Who's one of the most hated people on the internet right now? It's Trisha Paytas. And I'm telling you what, it's no secret to these creators making commentary videos right now. If you talk about Trisha Paytas, you're gonna get views. Very, very, very slick way of incorporating a little Trisha Paytas mention in your video to boost your views, girl. I see you. So of course, Ethan Klein had to respond to this. Ethan Klein is somebody who will take any opportunity to help boost himself in the algorithm, who will do anything to kind of get views riled up. Whatever you guys want to say, this is my personal opinion. He milks the Trisha Paytas thing because he knows it's going to get him views. He's milked the Nikocado avocado thing because he knows it's going to get him views. He milked the Ryan Kavanaugh thing because he knows it's going to get him views. The Triller thing, whatever else is going on with him, Joe Rogan, all that stuff, he milks it because he knows it's going to get views. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that because he is a creator on YouTube. That's how he provides for his family. That's how he makes his money. So if he wants to milk it to get the views, that's totally fine. But he did in this situation too. If he can milk this and reach Blaire White's audience of 954,000 subscribers that he hadn't reached before, that's going to cause him to have some growth. It's going to get his name out there even further, and it's going to push views because Blaire White is known for being someone who speaks her mind on certain issues and only pops up every now and then, but when she does, she pops in with a bang. So Ethan responded by creating a video on his newer channel, which is a very smart move to garner traffic to that new channel. If you haven't subscribed to that new channel yet, go subscribe to it. It's called Ethan Klein. It has about 238,000 subscribers as of right now, which is significantly less than the H3 channel. So go subscribe to that channel, you guys, if you haven't already. I just subscribed today. I didn't realize I wasn't yet. He made a video titled Blaire White is a Liar. And I'm going to roll you a couple clips from his video because I think it's important for context to show both sides. So let's go ahead and roll it.
He was a very popular speaker. He was making his tour all around podcasts and YouTubers getting huge views. People were talking about him. The honest truth is that Moses was a huge fan of Jordan's. I didn't know anything about him, and I think he was listening to him on Joe Rogan. He's like, hey, you should reach out to this guy, Jordan Peterson. I was looking for guests, for interesting guests. He said, you should see if this guy, Jordan Peterson, will come on your show. I said, okay, I got him.
Hitler can't be all bad if he had this big
Yeah.
following.
Found out about the
I
Holocaust?
had no idea.
I really love movies and books about the Holocaust.
What's the stereotype about Jews? Like, my cheap Jew boyfriend with a big nose. I don't say that.
Jewish people are cheap.
But again, he didn't care because
By the way, regularly challenged and called her out. I wasn't just, she wouldn't come on and say all this anti-Semitic stuff and I'd be like, oh, interesting, fascinating. Yes. No, I regularly challenged her, called her out, exposed her for those horrible takes. So again, falls flat on its face. Bye, girl.
because Trisha was making him a lot of money because at the time she was in the public's favor. So not only does
So he sets the record straight as to why he originally did the Jordan Peterson interview. And I thought this was very interesting too, because as you guys have heard in the past, people have said this that have been close to the Klein family and to Moses and the Hackman family, that Moses has a deep-rooted, kind of like a little off-base jealousy for Ethan and Hila. And he has been rumored to do things to kind of sabotage and to just like that are very jealous and just kind of like acting out towards them. And he's the one who originally suggested that Jordan Peterson come on the H3 podcast. Did Moses know more about Jordan Peterson than Ethan knew? It seems like it. And it also seems like possibly he could have amped this guy up, you know, hyped him up to make Ethan want to bring him on the show, knowing that Ethan didn't know as much and Ethan didn't do much fact checking about the situation. And then now here we are in the drama later, and Moses is in the Maldives with Trisha, living his best life in an underwater hotel or whatever that confusing mess of a honeymoon is. Was it all calculated? Was it a part of Moses' plan? I don't know. Now, you guys, again, I refuse to get into the political discussions about all this. And you guys, if you decide to, no, I will not be responding politically to your comments. I will, as always, thank you for watching or whatever in the comment section down below. And if you guys want to have a political discussion, as long as it stays cute, I'm okay with it down below, okay? But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to share what happened with the situation with you guys, because I think it's just very interesting that Blaire White came out of the woodwork to put herself in the spotlight to talk about this stuff. This drama is very mutually beneficial for both Ethan and Blaire. So it doesn't surprise me that they are both milking it for all it's worth. At the end of the day, I think that if you create content with somebody and then you find out that their viewpoints don't align with yours, or maybe they've done some things, or maybe that really honestly the heart and core of who they are is not something that you agree with or that you want your name attached to, then you should have every right to delete that content. And that's just my personal opinion on it, regardless of what the situation is. But my opinion's not important, you guys. What I want to know is what you guys think about this drama in the comment section down below. So let me know all of your thoughts on this Ethan Klein and Blaire White situation with Jordan Peterson and all of that. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. And that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they do post. Remember, all Shelby bells ring the bell. There will be a link to join the Bell Army in the pinned comment of this video, so I would love for you to join the Bell Army. And stay tuned, guys, for some live streams coming up this week. It is my birthday week, so I will be going live on my birthday to get ready with me to go out, and I'll also be going live tomorrow as well, just to kind of catch up with you guys and you know, fill you in on what's been going on in my life, because things have been changing so crazy around here, and I just want to share what's going on in my life. So stay tuned for that. Make sure your notification bells, I can't talk, are turned on. If you enjoyed today's video, you guys, YouTube should be suggesting some more down below for you to choose from. And aside from that, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.